There you go. So, how's your Monday so far?
Well, my Monday is actually great. There's a lot of things happen. I was able to meet my girlfriend after 2 days
Oh,
because she took the licensure exam. Well, everything is great. God is good.
awesome, awesome. Love to hear that. So, I'm very interested to know first, how did you learn about Transition Company, Transition Careers Company, and what motivated you to apply?
Well, first and foremost, I saw your post on Facebook, and I also saw the job postings on other job posting sites. And I'm very motivated for in applying as a graphic designer under your company. Number one, because I do have um, familiar faces on the company. At the same time, I saw your site, I saw your social media, and it really is aligned to what I believe in. I believe in growth. I do believe in freedom and opportunities that you are giving to your virtual assistants. And graphic design for me is my number one, my first love. I really love creatives. I really like to edit pictures. I wanted to enhance or to make simple things into beautiful things. So that's the reason why I am very interested for this position.
All right, thank you. So I just would like to introduce briefly the company. So we are Transition Careers Company. We are here to nurture skilled and exceptional Filipino talents like you, who is very much in love with the things that we also do. Part of that is, of course, professional growth of our agent, opportunities that we provide. We really do hope that we could find a client that will best match your skills, and of course to provide excellent services to its client. So the clients that we have here in Transition Careers are most definitely coming from the United States. So that will already give you an idea that we will definitely have to render service during the night time here in the Philippines. So graveyard. So are you fine with that, Rafael?
Totally fine. I've been working on a graveyard shifts for 6 years, and that's not an issue anymore.
Awesome, awesome. So I know that the time difference, as you have already mentioned, is no longer an issue, but I do believe that as a graphic designer, working graveyard, serving US clients, there were difficulties and challenges that you have faced. So, can you share that time that you have faced a challenge or a difficulty? What happened and how did you manage it? How did you manage the situation?
Okay, well, that's very an interesting question. Well, there was a time that the client is giving me a specific task that I don't have any idea about. So as a first, as someone that is new to that specific task and don't have any idea with that, the first reaction that you will have is to panic because that's a new human nature, right? So I panic a lot and I'm very anxious about it. But I composed myself. I composed myself. I prayed, and I tell myself that if I will not face this problem, I'll be running from away from this problem all my life. So I started, I composed myself, I calmed myself, then I started making a plan. Now, with that specific task, the client wanted me to do a photo manipulation um, on Photoshop, and I don't have any ideas yet that time on Photoshop, especially with photo manipulation. Photo manipulation is, yeah, twitching normal image into surreal images. So that's very new to me, and I started making a plan. So the first plan that I have is to do some research. So I teach myself how to do the fundamentals on Photoshop. So I learned all the skills, watch multiple tutorials, and the second plan is to have a specific concept. Not only one, not only two, but multiple concepts. And I started executing that. started executing. The first time I did it, what it took me probably around 8 more than 8 hours. But with constant practice, since I really love that, I really love photo manipulation and so on. With constant practice, with determination, with a specific plan and system, and with all the resources I need, I was able to manage it, and the client is satisfied.
All right, that sounds good. It seems like you were able to turn the unfavorable situation to something favorable because it ended that the client was impressed with what you did, right?
Exactly, yeah.
All right, that sounds good. So, you have already mentioned a few things about what you can do. You already mentioned that you are fairly familiar now with Photoshop. You can now do photo manipulation. What are the other things that you could do? Not entirely specific to graphic design. Perhaps other skills that you have learned through time. You could also mention them.
Yeah, okay. So I also need to mention that I know logo designing, graphic arts, which is virtual drawing. At the same time, I also do social media managing. I also do digital marketing, data entry. I do customer service for real estate, e-commerce. I do bookkeeping. I also have a knowledge on web developing. um, Aside from that, I also do transcription and email campaigns. So those are the skills that I have. Actually, there's a lot, but I cannot remember the rest.
Yeah, well, that's already a lot. It seems like you have a lot of things that you could do. The reason why I am asking this is because as clients come in the company, they have different needs, and it could be a mixture of different tasks eventually. So at least now that we know that you could do a lot of things, we will be able to consider you and match you to different clients. Okay, so that sounds good. Now you have mentioned a lot. You have mentioned a lot of skills. You have mentioned a lot of tasks that you could do. But I'm interested to know what is the most enjoyable task for you and what is the least enjoyable task for you?
Okay. Well, I believe that all of the tasks that I've mentioned is enjoyable to me, but there are some of my favorites, but there are some of my least favorites. My favorite things to do is graphic design, video editing, social media, more on creatives. I also enjoy talking to customers, like customer service, transaction coordinator, coordination, etc. The least thing that I enjoy is, I believe you could agree with this, web developing, because there's a lot of codes and there's a lot of mathematics around it. And I, unfortunately, I'm not good with math and I'm not good with coding. So that's the least thing that I do. However, I can do and I can perform basic um, website building skills that is required.
Awesome, awesome. I totally understand. I myself, I'm not familiar with web developing. I don't know the language at all. It's alien to me. So it's good that you have basics or you already have knowledge on that. Okay, so could you share an instance where you have committed a mistake and what happened and how did you handle the situation?
Okay. Well, I believe that as humans we are bound for mistakes. There's always a mistake, especially when you are very new to um, the field or the task. So I do have this specific scenario wherein the client specifically wanted a specific presentation. However, there are miscommunications along, when building this slideshow, and that slideshow is for an event that the client will need. So it is it is actually 4 hours before the event, and the client figure out that there are some typos, there are some there are some functionalities that don't work, the links is not working, etc. So it's a very big fail for me because it's a very important slide or file. However, with the thing that I did is I identified the problem. Hey client, what's wrong with this? Can you please enumerate? So that's the first thing to identify the problem. That's the first thing for resolving a problem, to identify it. So I identified the problem, I listed it down, I corrected it, I did a trial, I did a dry run before the actual event. That's actually 45 minutes before the event. Then all of a sudden, with that specific system I followed, it was corrected and the client delivered the event, his presentation, and everything went well.
Great, glad to hear that. However, Rafael, I'm not sure if I'm seeing you. I don't see you anymore. It's just your photo. Is your
Can you
camera
can you
turned off?
Yeah, my camera is turned on. Can you not
Oh,
see me?
all right. Yes. Could you turn it on for me, please? Because at this part of the interview, I will just have to ask you to share your screen. We will do a quick system check
Okay.
and speed test of your device. So if you could share your screen with me, please.
Can you see me?
Yes, I could see you now.
Okay, good. So let me select let me hide my chat. So
Oh, all right. The share screen button is actually
yeah, can you
beside the
can you
react
see
button.
can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it now. Oh, there you go. I can see your resume. So can we please check the system, your specs, the specs of your device?
Okay.
Share it so that we could see.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I could actually see your screen, but it's frozen. It froze. I only see a white, blank screen.
Let me reshare.
Yeah, sure.
How about that? How about that?
Oh, there you go. Perfect. I could see it now. Could you please screen capture this one and send it in our chat thread here in Skype? Uh, just so I have a reference, I could download it later on and save it in your file. There you go. Perfect. And could you please do a speed test?
Sure.
Test. Yeah. Still by sharing your screen,
Can you
I
see my
could see
screen?
that it's still in the system tab though.
Can you see it now?
There you go. You could use speedtest.net. There you go. And while we are waiting for that to load and the result to come out, may I ask, do you have what is the main device that you're using right now? Is it a laptop? Is it a personal computer?
It's a desktop, personal computer. I also have a laptop.
And that serves as your secondary or backup device, correct?
Yeah, backup device. Yeah,
Okay, perfect. What is your internet service provider?
ALTT.
It's PL. And is it a fiber connection?
Yes, fiber.
Okay, perfect. Do you have a secondary internet provider though? Sometimes PLDT, like, just their
Yeah,
service that
I do have
consistent.
a VA
Uh-huh.
friend across the town, so that's their connection, their line of connection is different than ours. So if
Mhm.
we do have power interruptions, I can simply go there and connect. At the same time, I do have a home prepaid Wi-Fi, which is under
Mhm.
Globe, and I could cater
Oh,
25 Mbps speed. You want a
all right.
screenshot for this speed?
Oh, yes, please. And then the same thing, just share it with me in the chat. Okay, perfect. You have already mentioned your plan of action in case there is a blackout in your area. I'm interested to know how far is that VA friend from your location?
Well, it will be a 15 minutes ride. I do have um my own motor.
Okay,
That's simply what
sounds
it.
good. Yeah, that would be more convenient compared to, hailing a taxi or using the public
Yeah,
transportation. That will take
believe
you.
me. Yeah, believe me. Here in our place, 8 p.m. It's
Mhm.
totally silent. Everyone's sleeping.
Oh,
So not
oh,
unlike Davao City, wherein it's you know
all right. Yeah, now that you've mentioned that, where are you located, by the
I'm
way?
here at Malalag, Davao del Sur. It's four towns after Bicos.
Oh, all right. Well, you're not that too far away.
Yeah, not too far away.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I think we are done here. I just wanted you to know, however, and by the way, you could already stop sharing your screen.
Sure.
I just wanted you to know that here in Transition Careers, as clients come, they have different needs. There will be times that they will not be needing a full-time virtual assistant. So there will be an instance that you will be offered a part-time position or a project-based position. So that's these are the clients that we cater. So will you be open to that, or would you prefer a full-time position?
Well,
What's your
I prefer.
preference?
Well, it's totally fine for me. As a freelancer, we do have, that's not new to us anymore. So, whether full time or part time, as long as it's available, then I'm ready for it.
Yeah, love that. Now that you've mentioned that, do you have any active clients? Just so we will know, of course, because if you do have an active client, then most preferably we will not be giving you the full-time ones. So do you have any active clients right now?
Well, aside from my online business, which is the graphic design business, and the team, which is the BA Rookies, I do have a morning client. However, I'm not the one
Oh,
who's working on it. I'm not. I give it to my girlfriend, and it's his. So that's the reason why I'm actively applying for a position so that I could have my own.
yeah, teamwork. Love that. Me and my husband does that as well. I'm sure you know my husband,
No, no,
Ian.
right?
Yeah. So anyway, here in Transition Careers, we also do provide 3 to 5 days of unpaid training. Now, this training would definitely depend on your capacity, but in your case, since you are already an experienced virtual assistant, you are already an experienced graphic designer, it would definitely be a shorter amount of time. It won't be the full 5 days, so there shall be days that you will not be invited to join the training anymore. So are you fine with that? These days will be unpaid, though your salary will start once you have a active client with us.
Yeah, that's totally fine with me because I value learnings um more than money. So
Yeah.
kind of
Wow.
cheesy, but yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
is.
I love that. That is really an investment that we can, invest to ourselves, our time of learning. So do you have any questions for me, Ralph?
Well, as long as I will be notified with all the status of my applications. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sure, definitely. You will hear from our talent acquisition team as to what is the next steps for you. That would be in between 3 to 5 business days. We still have to review the interview, of course, and then the other documents that you have submitted to us. All right. So I think that's it for me. Rafael, thank you so much for your time, and we are looking forward to be working with you soon.
All right. Hopefully, declare